Picture this, you inch through TSA for nearly 30 minutes, shoes off, pockets empty, doing everything right. Your carry-on slides into the new CT scanner, and the image freezes. An orange outline forms around your bag. The agent leans closer. Conversation behind you stops. Someone sighs. The line holds its breath. Your suitcase is pulled aside without explanation. An officer unzips it in front of everyone, lifts out the item in question, and says the words no traveler wants to hear. We can't allow this on board. No debate, no second chance, just a decision that costs you time, money, and the feeling that you're in control of your own trip. And this moment is becoming more common, not because travelers are breaking the rules, but because the rules themselves are shifting. In 2026, with tighter carry-on dimensions, stricter battery checks, and CT scanners catching what used to slip through, thousands of Americans will be stopped for things they never realized were a problem. Most travelers have no idea these changes are already rolling out in airports across the country. And the truth is simple. The airport is one of the few places where small mistakes create instant consequences. One overlooked item, one outdated suitcase, and your entire trip can change before it begins. If you even own a suitcase, you need this information now. Skipping it today might cost you much more at the airport next year. By the end, you'll know the 7 rules every traveler should follow to keep control, avoid fines, and move through airports efficiently in 2026. Let's start with the first and most immediate challenge, the new size standard that will catch countless travelers off guard. Rule 1, the new standard size. The first hurdle travelers face is the new carry-on size standard. 22 inches tall, 14 inches wide, 9 inches deep. Sounds simple, almost technical, but in practice, it's where trips start to unravel. Many popular carry-ons that passed airline checks in the past are now being flagged. Gate agents measure bags strictly, and if your suitcase is even slightly over, you may be asked to check it on the spot. Fees? Typically $35 to $100. Suddenly, a small oversight becomes an immediate expense. Modern CT scanners have added another layer. While they primarily focus on prohibited items, the scanners also reveal overstuffed or unusually shaped bags that push past limits. The result? A bag that might have gone unnoticed before can now trigger additional checks, drawing attention from the line behind you. Imagine it. Your bag slows on the conveyor. The agent pulls it aside. The line behind you watches as the contents are inspected. There's no hiding mistakes. One misjudged inch can cost you time, money, and calm. The solution is simple and entirely in your control. Measure every suitcase before leaving home. Use a tape measure. Check the height, width, and depth carefully. Look for bags labeled 2026 carry-on compliant. They are becoming increasingly common as manufacturers adapt. Avoid rigid hard shell cases with external pockets. They often exceed limits without you realizing it. The lesson is clear. Prepared travelers measure. Unprepared travelers pay. It's a small step that saves money, stress, and the embarrassment of a bag pulled from the line. And here's a tip worth remembering. If a single adjustment today can save you $100 tomorrow, staying subscribed and paying attention might be the smartest travel decision you make this year. Rule 2, weight restrictions. 8 to 10 kilograms or 17 to 22 pounds. Narrator. Just when you think passing the size check is enough, weight becomes the hidden trap. Airlines are paying closer attention to the heft of your carry-on. Some flights, especially crowded ones or low-fare basic economy seats, see gate agents weighing bags more often. And while most self-service kiosks focus on checked luggage, a few airlines are now flagging overweight carry-ons earlier in the process. 1 extra pound can suddenly trigger an unexpected fee, force repacking, or a delay while you redistribute items between bags. The stakes are real. It's not just about safety. Airlines have quietly realized that weight enforcement is also a revenue stream. Passengers who don't plan carefully often pay for it in money, time, and stress. So how do you avoid being caught? Start with a $10 portable luggage skill. Measure your bag at home and adjust before leaving. Wear heavier items like jackets, boots, or sweaters instead of packing them. Spread weight wisely between your carry-on and personal item, and pack only what you'll actually use. Minimalism isn't just trendy, it's a survival strategy. And here's the twist most travelers miss. While size is obvious and everyone talks about it, weight is where airlines quietly profit. Prepared travelers navigate the gate without surprises. Unprepared travelers pay, sometimes in fees, sometimes in delays, sometimes in both.
Rule 3.
Personal item downsizing, 18 by 14 by 8 inches. Most travelers focus on the carry-on, but the personal item, the bag that slides under the seat, is where your trip can really be tested. Airlines expect it to fit fully under the seat, but here's the reality. Enforcement varies by airline, aircraft type, and even how full the flight is. On some planes, a slightly oversized bag might slip through unnoticed. On others, gate agents may ask you to gate check it. Your laptop, medications, and essential items could be out of reach for the flight. Not lost, but temporarily separated. And in a cramped aisle, that inconvenience can feel costly. So what's the solution? Start with flexibility. Soft-sided, compressible bags adapt to the space under the seat more easily than rigid cases. Keep all valuables in this one bag: laptop, chargers, medications, documents, so you know exactly where they are. And maintain a mental, under-seat survival checklist, the items you cannot afford to check or stow out of reach. Here's the micro lesson: control what stays with you. That's smart travel. And in a broader sense, it's smart living. Being intentional and prepared protects more than your belongings. It protects your peace of mind.
Rule 4, the evolving liquid rule. Liquids have always been one of the trickiest parts of air travel. The 3-1-1 rule, 3 ounces per container, 1 quart-sized bag, 1 bag per passenger, has been standard for nearly 2 decades. It's familiar, simple, and for most travelers, just another step in security lines. But 2026 is bringing subtle shifts. CT scanners are more advanced, scanning liquids more precisely. Some airports are using pilot programs to allow faster inspections of compliant liquids. Most, however, still enforce the strict 3-1-1 limits. That means a bottle that passes inspection at one airport will likely still be removed if it exceeds limits. Variability exists, but the enforceable standard hasn't changed. Imagine this. You've carefully measured, packed, and sealed your liquids. Security at your departure airport is smooth, but on your return, a different agent or lane slows your line. You must remove certain items. Nothing is permanently lost, but the disruption is real. Time lost, bags opened, stress rising. The solution is straightforward. Travel with solid toiletries whenever possible. Bar soap, solid shampoo, toothpaste tabs. They remove most headaches. Check TSA guidelines and airport-specific rules before every trip. Knowing what's allowed at your departure and arrival airports is the only way to avoid surprises. When liquids are necessary, use a dual strategy system. 1 quart bag for 3-1-1 essentials and a separate, easily accessible pouch for any approved items you need quickly. This ensures smooth movement through the line if an inspection is required. Here's the micro lesson. The liquid rule isn't ending. It's evolving, unevenly and selectively. Travelers who anticipate these differences move through security with confidence. Those who ignore them face delays, frustration, and unnecessary stress.
Rule 5. Electronics and battery confiscations. Your devices, laptops, cameras, drones, power banks, are essential tools for modern travel. But in 2026, they're also one of the biggest sources of stress at airport security. Here's the challenge. Every device must power on. TSA officers will flag electronics that fail this basic test. And then there's the watt-hour rule for lithium-ion batteries. Under 100 watt-hours, usually safe. 100 to 160 watt-hours, airline approval required before flying. Above 160 watt-hours, not allowed in carry-on at all. Most travelers don't know their device's watt-hours. Many carry spare batteries without checking. Mistakes are easy and consequences can be immediate. Picture this. Your camera bag hits the conveyor. The agent asks you to power it on. Nothing. The screen stays dark. The line behind you watches. In this situation, TSA won't automatically confiscate your device, but they can require it to be checked, delaying your trip and separating it from you for the flight. That delay alone can cost time, stress, and sometimes money. Here's how to stay ahead. Charge every device fully before you leave home. Photograph or screenshot the battery specs so you can quickly confirm watt hours. Keep electronics accessible in a single bag for fast pullout, and for spare batteries, carry them in protective sleeves, in carry-on only, and within permitted watt hours. The rule of thumb is simple. If you can't confidently explain the watt hours of a device, don't pack it in carry-on. Knowledge, preparation, and organization turn potential chaos into smooth passage. The micro lesson. Prepared travelers move through security calmly, devices compliant and accessible. Unprepared travelers face delays, stress, and unnecessary gate-side confusion. It's not about fear, it's about control. Rule 6. Smart luggage battery requirements. Smart luggage promise convenience, charging ports, GPS trackers, digital locks. But in 2026, those same features can create a major hurdle at airport security. Here's the problem. Lithium-ion batteries must be removable. Airlines and TSA strictly enforce this because built-in batteries, if damaged, pose fire risks. Bags with non-removable batteries may not be allowed in carry-on, and travelers may be asked to check the suitcase, remove the battery, or even leave the bag behind. It's not a guarantee every bag will be confiscated, but the potential for delay, lost time, and stress is real. Imagine arriving at security with a suitcase that seemed ready. The agent inspects it and asks you to remove the battery. The mechanism is tricky or stuck. Suddenly, your carefully packed items are inaccessible for the flight. Hours of preparation could unravel in minutes. Prepared travelers handle this smoothly. Test the battery removal mechanism before leaving home. Make sure it can be removed easily. Choose luggage marketed as having removable batteries and verify that your airline accepts it for carry-on. If needed, consider retrofitting kits that allow safe removal, but always confirm with the airline first. Professionals and frequent flyers upgraded months ago. They moved through checkpoints without hesitation. Here's a small but crucial life lesson. Anticipation and preparation protect your time, money, and peace of mind. Knowing which luggage works keeps you moving. Ignorance can create unnecessary delays and frustration. If you're learning something new in every section, imagine what you'd miss if you weren't subscribed. Staying informed isn't just smart, it's essential for avoiding mistakes that can disrupt your trip. Rule 7. The overhead bin battle. Boarding order equals survival. You've measured your bag, you've weighed it, you've packed it perfectly. But now comes the final challenge, the overhead bin. Here's the reality. On crowded flights, especially in basic economy, bins fill fast. Airlines cram more seats into every cabin, but overhead space hasn't grown. Step onto the plane last, and you may find your carefully packed carry-on has no spot. Some passengers are asked to gate check their bags, which means your suitcase might travel in the cargo hold instead of with you. The stakes are real. Gate check bags can arrive late, scratched, or even misplaced. Those essentials, laptop, chargers, medications, important documents, could be out of reach for hours. One misstep in boarding order and a smooth trip becomes stressful before it even takes off. The solution is tactical. Board early whenever possible or pay for priority boarding if your ticket allows. Keep all essentials, electronics, medications, valuables in your personal item under the seat, 18 by 14 by 8 inches. If traveling with companions, coordinate packing to make the most of shared bin space. Bulk your items in one bag, smaller essentials in another. And for extra security, consider an underseat emergency kit with items you may need mid-flight. The bigger lesson is positioning matters. In airports, on planes, and in life, timing and placement determine outcomes. Being strategic, aware, and prepared isn't just about convenience. It's about control, safety, and peace of mind. If even one tip here could save your bag or your sanity, imagine what else you'd gain by subscribing. Stay ahead of airport rules and don't let oversight define your trip. By now, you've seen all 7 rules. Each follows the same pattern. Know the system, prepare early, avoid humiliation, fees, and delays. It's simple, but most travelers skip a single step, and that's where trouble begins. Modern travel isn't about luck. It rewards awareness, foresight, and a willingness to plan. Every checkpoint, every boarding gate, every scanner is neutral. It's the traveler who is prepared that moves with confidence, and the one that isn't gets left scrambling. 2026 isn't about fear. It's about being informed, strategic, and in control. It's about taking the small, deliberate actions that protect your time, your money, and your peace of mind. The smart traveler anticipates the rules, adapts, and moves efficiently while others react in panic. Most travelers will forget these rules tomorrow. You won't. Hit subscribe, and you'll never be the one repacking on the airport floor while everyone's watching. Stay informed, stay ahead, and let preparation be your travel advantage. Now it's your turn. Which rule shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments. Your experiences aren't just stories. They're lessons that help other travelers avoid costly mistakes. I read every story, and I mean every one. Your insights matter. They shape smarter, safer travel for everyone watching. Remember this: pack smart, travel light, stay alert. In 2026 and beyond, the skies favor the prepared.